We need a refresher. We need a refresher after what has been and continues to be a tough year. And so, in light of that and other matters, we've decided to start the way we have this afternoon with one of those traditional poems, one entitled Christmas by M.E. Myro, and paired that with Alton Ellis's Coming. I believe he originally did Sunday's Coming. I think that was first. He did Sunday's Coming or something like that, and followed that up with Christmas Coming to have a recording that would be played at Christmas time. So yeah, so that's the idea this afternoon. Just a bit of a teaser to say, be on your guard because it's that time of year, and we're getting closer and closer, not just to Christmas, but to the end of the year. And so that's the idea. We hope you get it, and we're not sending anybody to go and break the bank in order to buy all that they need. We're just saying, let's remember the reason for the season for those who observe or celebrate Christmas, because not everybody does. Let's not take it for granted that everybody loves Christmas or everybody celebrates Christmas. And so we're mindful of that. We're mindful of that. But having said that, it is what it is. But again, we're not into scaring people to go and spend like crazy and get even what they don't need, much less want. Think on these things as we remind you that 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the first day of the 11th and penultimate month of 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. Put another way, it's the first day of the sixth month of the 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, and the tropical storm watch for Jamaica has been discontinued with immediate effect as Tropical Storm Lisa has started to move away from Jamaica and over the northwestern Caribbean Sea. However, Jamaica could continue to experience periods of rainfall. The center of Tropical Storm Lisa was located near latitude 15.5 degrees north, longitude 78.9 degrees west, or about 320 kilometers or 200 miles south of Negril Point, Jamaica. Lisa is moving towards the west near 22 kilometers or 14 miles per hour, and a westward to west-northwestward motion is expected over the next few days. On the forecast track, the center will continue to move away from Jamaica this evening, pass south of the Cayman Islands tomorrow, Wednesday, and then move near the Bay Islands of Honduras early on Wednesday before approaching Belize. Maximum sustained winds remain near 75 kilometers or 45 miles per hour with higher gusts. Slow strengthening is expected, and Lisa is forecast to become a hurricane on Wednesday, tomorrow, over the northwestern Caribbean Sea. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 165 kilometers or 105 miles from the center. Although the tropical storm watch is no longer in effect, the system will continue to induce bands of rainfall. The word induce there means to cause, to bring on, to cause to happen. So the system will continue to induce bands of rainfall over the central Caribbean, including Jamaica for the next couple of days, and residents should remain on the alert for possible flash flooding in flood prone areas.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:15. The Lauriston and Thompson Plant Forage Co. presents their Stew Festival and Farmers Market 2022, Saturday, November 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Brooklyn Park, Thompson Plant, Spanish Town. Everything stewed, concerts, rides for the kids, and more. Be there. For 50 years, Under the Law has been helping you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. And we continue to do this in 2022. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM. Yeah. Christmas is the day Christ came. Yes, another Christmas Eve. I'm there. Oh, yeah. Christmas coming, coming.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's finish up with the weather. Fishers and other small craft operators are also encouraged to exercise caution until wind and sea conditions have returned to normal. This is the final bulletin that will be issued on Tropical Storm Lisa. The Meteorological Service will, however, continue to monitor the progress of this system and will inform on weather conditions through news releases and regular daily forecasts. It's the brand new month of November. November is being observed as Science and Technology Month, Youth Month, Parents Month, Local Government and Rural Development Month, Diabetes Awareness Month, Epilepsy Awareness Month, Drug Abuse Awareness Month, Food Month, Eat Jamaican Month, Alzheimer's Awareness Month, CARICOM Energy Month, Kiwanis Family Month, and Lung Cancer Awareness Month. This week is usually celebrated as well as Correctional Services Week and Family Planning Week. It's Children's Day in Panama, and Christians around the world are celebrating All Saints' Day. Hoy es martes el 1 de noviembre 2022 y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 1er novembre 2022 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi, sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Tuesday, the 1st of November, 2022, and we greet you well wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. All right, let's do the math and let's hope the math is correct. It's the 305th day of the year 2022, which means there are 60 days left in 2022. And for those who celebrate the season, Christmas Day is 53 days away. We're just laying it all out there, giving you the best opportunity to ride out this season. No, notice we didn't say storm, but some seasons can be stormy too. You get the picture. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We acknowledge those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat, there's always YouTube, and you don't need an account to access YouTube. All you need is a smart device like a smartphone, tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection and, importantly, internet connectivity. One sure way to check for internet connectivity is by opening a Google Chrome browser. Open that browser, and if you're able to browse successfully, then you're good to go. If not, then it means you are connected, but you're not enjoying connectivity. There is a difference. But if you manage to connect and indeed enjoy connectivity, then you'll be able to not just hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. How about that? We're taking your calls as usual. We're always happy to hear from you. We want to hear your side of the story. We want to hear what's on your mind. We want to hear what people are talking about on the buses and the taxis and in the markets and the town centers and the city centers and at the coolers at work and in the canteen at work and at school, wherever you are in the world. What is the topic of discussion in your neck of the woods? Please share. It should be fascinating and quite instructive to see, to read, and perhaps to hear as well the topics of discussion at home and abroad. Please feel free to share those topics with us. 876-922-411-112 to 5. 876-922-411-2 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That WhatsApp number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And so the lines are open to you, and the WhatsApp platform is up and running, and you can post your messages on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page as well as on YouTube. It's all yours. Let's clear these messages quickly. Let's go up the line. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine. Good afternoon to you. Good to have you join us here on both sides of the story. Alexandra Taylor in Toronto, Canada says, good afternoon, my dear friend Dervan. Greetings from Toronto, Canada. Greetings to you too, Alexandra. Good to have you on board. Welcome. Velta Wilson is in St. Thomas. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Happy new month to you all and to you too, Velta Wilson. Olga Hollingshead says, pleasant Tuesday afternoon, Sir Dervan Malcolm and all your listening family and friends everywhere. Well, good afternoon to Olga Hollingshead as well. And she says, welcome to the new month of November. Have a great afternoon. God's guidance and blessings to you too, Olga Hollingshead. Wayne Goulding Sr., CD, that means Commander of the Order of Distinction. JD means he is a member of the Global Jamaica Diaspora Council. And if we were to refer to him as Esquire, then it means he's an attorney at law. So it's Wayne Goulding Sr., Esquire, CD, JD, and so on and so forth. Oh, and we should never ever forget, and he would have none of it and none of us if we were to neglect to mention that he's also a KC old boy. Good afternoon, Brother Dervan Malcolm, says Wayne Goulding. Hoping to see you this weekend on the left coast. Not so sure about that, Mr. Goulding. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But thank you very much for your message. Norman Hines says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan Malcolm and listeners. Good afternoon, Norman Hines. Sharon Richards says, blessed afternoon, Sir Malcolm and all listeners out there. I greet you all well. Lots of blessings to you too, Sharon Richards. Mikey D says, happy new month to you, Mr. Malcolm. Blessings to your listeners. Same to you, Mikey D in London. Thank you very much for tuning in as usual. Always a pleasure. Asher Ash in London, England is also tuned in. And Sean has been holding on the text line, which doubles as the WhatsApp line, for 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Good afternoon, Sean. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, Uncle Dervan Malcolm. How are you doing, sir?
I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
I am great so far. Can I tell you what's on my mind right now? I will talk about something that nobody never talked to me about before. What's on my mind right now is sex education. Let me tell you why I'm going to talk about it this afternoon, Dervan. Can I tell you why?
We're listening.
Because I am tired to see underage girls get raped all the time and women.
So what's the connection to rape there now?
Because I was listening to the news right now. Last night, I beg your pardon, I hear they were talking about a man rape a woman in a hotel. Some of these men deem this being better than that. Boy, what a world we are in. Jeez. What an unkind world we are in, Uncle Durban, when we hear these sad
Yeah,
stories.
the only thing is, what is sadder is the fact that we've been hearing these stories for generations. It's just that we are in an age now where the information
Yes.
is quite plentiful. But it's one of
Uh-huh.
those, one of those. One moment, please.
Yes.
Just a moment. Just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:30. Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you are experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The Cattle Breeders Society of Jamaica presents its Minute Livestock Show and Beef Festival at Minute Estate, Brownstown, St. Anne, Thursday, November 10. Under the theme, Smart Livestock Production, Safer, Cleaner, Better. Sponsored by Nutrimix, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Jamaica 4-H Nuts, Hydro Feeds, the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, the Random Bauxite Limited, Hart NSPA Trust, and H&L Agro. Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hypro Food Independence. Hypro Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hypro Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hypro Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro. Christmas coming.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on both sides of the story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm. Sean is on the text line, which
Yes.
doubles as the
Yes.
WhatsApp number.
Here am I again, Uncle Derban. Thanks a lot for staying with us, guys. Alright, so I was saying to you earlier, especially women that have been in an abusive relationship and rape, sometimes those women can also contract with HIV and STD as well, sexual transmitted infection.
Yes, clearly something is wrong with those who engage in that kind of assault on another human
Mm-hmm.
being. And
Mm-hmm. Yes.
those of us who have been so violated should,
Mm-hmm.
well, first of all, there must be avenues
Mm-hmm.
available where those of us who feel violated are able to
Mm-hmm.
go and 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 uh, and make a complaint and or a report or give a statement so that the necessary
Yes.
action can be taken because it is a crime.
Yes, it is a crime. You're absolutely right, Uncle Durban. They must take action against these people that who always do those to those underage girl and women as well.
Doesn't matter the
Because
age, right? It is wrong.
because
Whatever age, it is wrong.
yes, it is wrong. Yes, because man is the most destructive creature on the face of the earth, and especially teen girls get pregnant in high school, and sometimes when that happens to them, they tell themselves that they want to commit suicide. They can also contract with STD and HIV as well because they have unprotected sex. That's why they get pregnant in high school at an earlier age.
Well, that has been over the years recognized as a major issue, and that's why there is an institution where these
Mm-hmm.
teenagers can actually
Mm-hmm.
attend and still be a part of the school system while tending
Yes.
to their uh, their babies.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 You're absolutely right, Uncle Durban. But Christmas. have this kind of reasoning with their sons and daughters. Mothers and fathers must tell them sons not to put a hand on a woman, to love a woman, and to appreciate a woman. Without a woman, the son or daughter wouldn't be on this earth.
So it is.
Yes, 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 you're absolutely right. Uncle Dervan, I have a little story to tell you.
I'm listening.
I remember in 2015 when I just turned 18 and I meet this girl when she was 9 years old, and somebody said this to me, ask the girl if she can be my girlfriend, and I said, no, the girl is 9 years old, I don't want to do that, I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Yeah, well, children, in an ideal world, children are not supposed to be looking to foment a relationship
Yes.
of an intimate nature. Children are supposed to cherish friendship. It should be about friendship for the children, not about relationship. That's big people business.
That's big people business. For us adults, right? We are big people, right?
Are you there?
Yes. Those are for us as big people, right, Uncle Dervan?
What's that?
Relationship are for us as big people, like adults, right?
Yes.
Yes, I understand you. Because I love to follow the rules and principles of this country, because it has said that they say the age of sexual consent in Jamaica is 16.
Yes, and the voting age is 18.
Yes, I love to follow the rules and
which
the
is
principles of the
which
country.
is a matter that a lot of people still debate as to
Yeah.
why the age of consent is 16. Why is it not 18? That's
You're
for
right.
another discussion and another debate.
Yes. Yes. Because for the age for a person to get married in Jamaica is persons have to be between the ages of 18 to 21 years to get married in Jamaica.
Well, I'm not I haven't looked at that information with respect to Jamaica in recent times. So I don't remember what that is. So we'll have to
Mm-hmm.
double check that.
Yes. Yes. I have a few more things to talk about before I go. That's why when high school girls go to high school, they must be careful with the uniforms that they wear at school, you know. I remember you guys talk about the uniform situation in high school before. I listened to your program one day. You guys were talking about that subject. About what did happen in the Godfrey Stewart High School.
Yes.
Girls must be careful with the uniforms that they wear at school, because they
What
must wear
what do you
uniforms that
mean?
would
Hold on. What do you mean what do you mean by that?
they must wear a short uniform that will protect them from molested and rape when they are in school
They
bus
must
and a
wear
taxi.
a short uniform?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Wear a uniform that will protect them from getting molested and raped when they are in a bus and a taxi. That's what I mean.
No, they just need to abide by the established rules of the school. There
Yes.
is if there are people who have a problem with the school rules, then they know what to do. That's why we have parent
Mm-hmm.
teacher associations. There's a reason
Parent
why we
teacher.
have parent teacher associations. That
Excuse.
that can be worked out.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Parent Teachers Association.
No, notice I didn't say teachers. It's incorrect to say parent teachers. It's called
Yes.
the Parent Teacher Association. Parent dash
Parent Teacher
teacher
Association.
no S. Parent Teacher Association.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Are you listening to the radio?
Can you do? I'm sorry,
All right, it
Dervan.
sounds like the children have invaded the room as well, that they always do. It sounds like they have invaded the room. So we're going to move on. Thank you very much for the call. All the best.
Wait, Uncle
So the
Dervan, I want to
children
fill out that on your
have developed developed a practice. Once Sean is on the phone, at some point they're going to come and crash his party, in a manner of speaking. So that's what's happening now, and we can't deal with noise right now. So have fun with the children, Sean. Thank you very much for the call. All the best. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Uncle Dervan, how are you, man?
Good afternoon. I'm giving thanks for life.
Yeah, man. Let me first congratulate you on the wonderful you are doing, man.
You're very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You are doing a great job.
Thank you. What's happening? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I want to talk to you about three problems that I have with the Olava town. Actually, I live in one of the scheme at Olava. And the first thing I want to talk about is the water. The water is not good in Olava because they have developed a lot of scheme and they have done nothing to the water situation. Every day now you turn on the pipe, the water is just as barely dripping like that. That usually happen in the weekend time, but now almost every day. That is one, sir. And the next thing is the police station. They're not doing nothing to upgrade the police station, and so they still have the half dozen police, and so in all but they need to upgrade that station. And the third thing, sir, is the traffic in the town. I'm suggesting to the authority that they should have a 2-lane from maybe a mile down going into the town, sir. That's my three issues, sir.
Well, you've put them out there. The first one with the water, it would be good if you were able to send me a WhatsApp message or a text message that I could forward to Andrew Cannon of the National Water Commission.
Okay, I'll do that when I hang up with you.
With respect to the police station, there is, isn't there a community, what's it called? CDC, Community Development Council, in that area, where citizens of the town or citizens of the town are able to put forward suggestions and ideas with respect to situations like the one you have cited with the police station.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not there, but I'm not familiar with it. But I'm not saying it's not there.
And perhaps somebody at the municipal corporation would know about that as well. What would that be now? The St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. You see, there are people who are employed to get certain things done or to provide certain services. If we just go about our everyday lives without taking cognizance of who is doing what, which entity is responsible for what, if we don't know, then we'll just be suffering whatever the issue we're having.
Yes, sir, Dervan, but the people that you say to do what they're supposed to do, they're not doing it.
Yeah, well, we need to call them out. We need to know who is not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, the traffic situation, so it need a 2-lane going in the town from maybe even 3/4 mile down the road.
I'll go a step further than that. The entire nation of Jamaica, outside of the highways, the toll roads that we have, all other places are congested, supremely congested, to the point where there's a traffic jam virtually every afternoon, and causes some of us to regret that we have to work in this area where we have to be constantly fighting traffic from Beechwood Avenue to Halfway Tree Road to Oxford Road, down into Crossroads. Congestion everywhere, every day, morning, I'm tempted to say noon and night, but sometimes there's an ease depending on when you're traveling. If you're traveling post lunchtime, then there's a bit of an ease, and then it picks up by the time you finish at work at 8. And no, seriously, we need to re-examine our town centers, traffic flow in our town centers and our city centers. Serious business. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:45. Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hyper Food Independence. Hyper Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hyper Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hyper Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro. Yeah, Christmas is a happy day. Yeah, Christmas is the day Christ came. Yeah, the angels say, yeah, there's another Christmas Eve. Yeah, and then, oh yeah, oh, Christmas is coming, coming. Oh yeah, Christmas coming. Oh yeah, better get the food and food ready for the Christmas food.
Over on YouTube, good afternoon to Cherry Henry. She says, have a blessed afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Same to you, Cherry Henry. Narda Willis says, good evening, Mr. Malcolm. I'm here listening. Good afternoon, Narda Willis. Narda Willis, thank you very much for joining us. Let's go back to the phone line. Yes, sir.
Sir Dervan,
Yes.
that is my true concern, sir. Because
Yes.
I'm living in Nolaba here. I have a house
Yes.
here.
I'm a believer in priorities. I'm a big believer in priorities. So that every we have 775 communities in Jamaica, and these communities are part of constituencies, etc. At some level there has to be some, which is why I mentioned the CDC, the Community Development Council, for example. There has to be planning at every level. You don't wait until something happens before you start planning. You must, and it's one of the things why we have problems with land and housing in Jamaica. It's a failure to plan.
True.
We have not made provisions for a burgeoning, for a growing population. We haven't been doing the stats and or using the data to inform the decisions that we make, and so we end up with a lot of hurry come up decisions and so-called solutions, which in no time pop down before anything positive happens. So it's a total overhaul that is needed. But for what it's worth, for the issues you have outlined, I would humbly suggest the municipal corporation, if you're able to get a group of similarly concerned citizens or residents of the particular municipality or town or district or whatever, if you can get a united approach to say these are the issues we're having or this is the issue we're having, the this is one of the purposes of local government, and this is local government month, by the way.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So and we hear that there's an election around the corner. We've been hearing for a little while that there might be an election in the new year. We just heard recently. So one would expect, and you would imagine, based on our past history, that there's going to be a lot of local government activity. You just look out for the community roads, for the garbage trucks. In a little while, they are supposed to be here, and so on. So there's going to be a lot of activity because both parties would want to win the local government election. Those who are now holding sway would want to be re-elected, and those who have been out in the pasture, so to speak, for a little while, would love to be able to get back into the fold. So there's going to be a lot of competition between government and opposition in this season of local government election. Now is the time to find out who is your counselor. Who is your counselor? Who has responsibility for your division? Now is the time to say, look here, boss man, or boss lady, or boss woman, however you say it. We these are our priorities. That's what I said. I love priorities. And we should have priorities for the development of our communities. And as a people, we need to get involved as well. Too many of us stand aside and watch and do nothing or very little.
True, sir.
Now is the season. Wake them up now. Wake up the councillors and the mayors and all those who are working in local government, because this season, and whether they like it or not, they're going to have to get up and do something because they want to win or to retain their seat, etc., etc.
Okay, Uncle Dervan, I'll continue listening to you on the radio.
Thank you very much for the call. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Look, life is short. Life is short, and we don't know what tomorrow brings. So for heaven's sake, those of us who have been vested with authority to serve the people of this country, can we just do that? Can we just do what we are elected to do? Can we just do what we get paid to do? Can we just do it? Can we at least try to leave something behind, some mark to say, this is the handwork of so and so of blessed memory? Can we do that instead of just engaging in a sort of how do we say this now? It's almost as if we are so into ourselves when we get into certain positions that nothing else matters and nobody else matters. We're enjoying this so much. It's not, can't be fun if you're the only ones enjoying it. What about the people's enjoyment in terms of what they voted for or who they voted for? It's about time. It's about time. And here we are going into the belly of another local government election. If this is the only time you can get these people to listen, councillors and mayors, etc., by all means, take advantage of the moment. Seize the moment. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Get some work done, man. Come on. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's check out the text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. And look at this string of messages now. Where do we start? Frank Lawrence yesterday sent us this message. Greetings, Mr. Malcolm. Please help us with this problem with JPS streetlight. Pole number 10. The streetlight has not been working for a while in the village of Shawbury. That's what I'm seeing. Shawberry. Looks like Shawbury, or should it be Strawberry? I don't know. Anybody in Sturgetown can tell us, is there a place, a village called Shawbury, Shawberry, or should it be Strawberry, Straberry, near Sturgetown? Please let us know. In the meantime, though, we're going to forward this message to a representative from the Jamaica Public Service Company, the JPS. And here we go. So we have forwarded the message, and we're now going to send Reverend Dr. Frank Lawrence's contact information to the representative of the Jamaica Public Service Company. We are doing that right now, and the message has been sent along with the contact information. Reverend Dr. Lawrence, please keep us posted on light post number 10. Who is this now? Let's see. This person has a few names. I'm trying to identify the face, and I'm not seeing anybody that I readily recognize. Let's see. All right, but there's a voice note. But we can't just play the voice note like that, listeners. We'll need an opportunity to listen off air to make sure it is worthy of airplay in order to make that decision. George Jones says, "Oh, this message is not for us. Let's move on." Brother Michael, good afternoon to you. Norman Wright, hello. Bishop Douglas Gooden, somewhere between Orlando, Florida, and the continent of Africa. Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia. Good afternoon to you. Good to have you on board. Dr. Jermaine Gordon, celebrating 6 years of healing conversations in music, storytelling, prayer, and more, inspiring our future 360 degrees. Love has hands foundation. Keep going, Dr. Jermaine Gordon. All the very best. Thank you very much for your message. There are so many messages, and we have to go back to the phone lines in just a moment as well. Quickly. See if we can squeeze in a few more of these messages. Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon. Good afternoon to you. He says he's here with his wife listening. Hello to you and your charming wife, Michael from Belle Plaine in Clarendon. Hello as well to James in East London, who has shared with us the usual collection of stories from the UK. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Well, this is Joshua. I'll use the quotation, but something down here.
Welcome.
Yeah, very great person.
You're very kind.
Yeah, it's a lot of rain years. It's good enough.
It's raining where you are?
Yeah, man.
Where did you say you were again?
I will Davis Town, everyone.
Davis Town, St. Anne.
Oh,
I see. What? Yeah. So it's still raining there now?
Yeah, man, it's raining.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something, brother, man, about strawberry. You know, the fruit you call strawberry. They got strawberry, like something like strawberry.
So you're confirming that the place is strawberry,
strawberry,
as opposed to strawberry. So that was a typo.
Yeah, it's strawberry, not you just strawberry.
All right, thank you.
It's just going through Cardiff. You know Cardiff, living from the golf course at Renee there.
I know the golf course, yes.
We go to Cardiff Hall and you go to the...
I know Cardiff Hall very well as well. Beautiful view from there. Beautiful view from Cardiff Hall, yes.
And you drive through Cardiff Hall and go to the mountain. That's up here on top of the hill.
No, I know where to find it.
I listen to you, man. We listen to you all the way, man. I listen to you, brother.
Thank you.
I can't miss you, but I'm going to listen more than call, you know?
That's fine. No problem. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so it means we should listen twice as much as we speak.
Yeah, man. And I live up to you say. You're living towards the same time, you know?
Happy to hear that.
Brother, man.
Yes.
I'm a poet, you know?
You are?
Yeah, you can get points from me, man.
All right.
But they're gonna be writing poems from I'm a 58-year-old man.
So you need a book now. You need to put it together in a book of poetry.
I tried a book on the place, burn down the book, burn up, you know.
You didn't have any backup?
Pardon me?
You didn't have any backup?
No, we never. But I'm get them back. I book was positive thinking. You know, the name was positive thinking.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing that all. But you know, Sunday I do one record a poem by Dervan. And the same day I wrote that poem, the same day recording.
Oh wow.
Oh, it's great for me. It's nice. It's fantastic. You're gonna hear it one day, and you're gonna get some poem from it.
I look out for those.
Because I listen to this gentleman to talk about the poem. I'm always, you always on him last week, you know, and then
yes.
It was, you know, there is something that struck me. You know?
Hold on. Tell us about what struck you after the break.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high-quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is 3 o'clock. For 50 years, Under the Law has been helping you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. And we continue to do this in 2022. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building economy. Under the Law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. on Power 106 FM.
And effective immediately, children 12 years and younger can access free medical care at the University Hospital of the West Indies, UHWI. This arrangement is in response to the increase in viral illnesses and resulting overcrowding at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, which is usually seen at this time of year. Children and the elderly are among the most vulnerable groups, especially at this time. Gastroenteritis season intensifies. Jamaicans are reminded to only take paracetamol and to visit the nearest health center if symptoms do not improve.
Thanks a lot for staying with us. Sides of the story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Please pick up from where you left off.
The person I'm talking is John Shaw, you know?
Right, John Shaw. Yes.
At school, we have a school from here, a Spanish musical school, and then one day, my teacher, she named Mrs. Richards, and she was an English, she comes from England, not English, but Jamaica, you know, so she loved poem. So we were in grade 9, and then one day, she had give us a poem. I'm not the brightest in the class, and maybe I have some brighter friend than me, I was like the second, in the middle class, like, so my other friend them was like the B, and was like C, you know?
Yes.
And you have the A class, so one day she imposed a poem to us, and the poem was like, Claude Macado. It's a flame by Claude Macado.
Yes.
Yes, so. And we were buffering. We couldn't get the poem, so she said, all right, this is homework. So Monday morning, you come with the poem, I'll let you know it. Monday morning, we had to run. She, as we devotion over, she said, come, Claude, poem. Nobody know the poem, you know. And Mr. Teacher, she said, anybody don't know it, no break. Mr. Teacher, I knew it, you know. John Shaw. Let them hear John Shaw, so I stood up and I recited for myself. Flame Out by Claude McKay. So much have I forgotten in 10 years. So much in 10 brief years. I have forgotten much, but still remember the poinsettias red, blood red in warm December. But I won't quote it also, but that, I go outside for the break, and I was so lonely by the one. You never see you go outside with my friend, and nobody know what they with me in a class. It was like that, you know.
Yes.
But Flame Out is a nice poem to me. I love it. Yeah?
Yes, indeed, it is.
We recite that poem more time, too.
Yeah, we usually do it in December.
But in December poem is a Christmas poem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. I am not going to all of the time, so another time. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, thanks for the call. All the best.
Yeah.
Say that again? I missed what you said just now.
I'm balance on here, so balance. You give up.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Rascava. Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. Bless up everything
All right,
else.
take care.
Yeah.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. A quick look at the stories shared with us coming out of the UK. James in East London sharing as usual. Drug dealers' 11,000 pound Jamaican cocaine haul discovered by discovered hidden by T-shirts at East Midlands Airport has been jailed. So the Class A drugs were intercepted by officials after arriving from Jamaica. A drug dealer whose cocaine haul was discovered hidden by T-shirts at East Midlands Airport has been jailed. Andre Brown was sentenced after the illegal discovery, worth tens of thousands of pounds, was uncovered in May 2020. A murder suspect wanted by police over a double stabbing in which a woman died and her daughter was injured has been found dead in East London. The victim, and this is another story now, the victim has been named as Giovanni Espuet from North London, a man who was knifed to death at a Halloween party in West London, has been named and pictured for the first time. Giovanni Espuet, who is 21 from North London. What a lot of stabbings in the United Kingdom. Delivery rider Guilherme Messias da Silva, who had been due to return home to Brazil, and musician Perm, died in the carnage in Railton Road. A 21-year-old takeaway delivery driver and a drill rapper known as Perm have been identified as the victims killed in a gun attack in South London. So they're killing people with knives as well as with guns. In the UK, Chukus are asking diners to book a table between now and December 11. A Nigerian restaurant in North London has launched a 6-week battle to stay open. That's in Tottenham. The irony in Trevor Noah being told what is or isn't racist by others who haven't and will never experience it would be hilarious if it wasn't so infuriating. That's another story. The loft of the property was destroyed by the fire. Firefighters discovered a suspected cannabis factory while tackling a blaze at a home in East London. Young people can apply for the grants on November 1, 2022. East London kids will be paid £400 to stay in school and complete their studies under an educational scheme reintroduced by a local council. That's interesting. So it was announced on Wednesday, the 26th of October, that 1,250 school children aged 16 and over would receive £400 for the entire academic year to support them with their studies amidst a high cost of living. Thank you very much, James in East London, for sharing this collection of stories coming out of the UK, the usual that you have been doing for some time now. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Dervan. Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I noticed, for example, when you say the Reverend Dr. Frank Loring,
Yes.
why is it in the titling? Why does the Reverend come before the doctor?
Let's see if I can remember the protocol. I think it has to do with if the person is let's say the person is a doctor by profession, then the 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 other title would come before that. The Reverend would come before that, as opposed to Doctor Reverend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I need to refresh my memory. I have the protocol book at home. I'm sorry, I'm not in my library now to pull it down. but there is because it's like Senator the Honorable Doctor so and so, but there is also Doctor the Honorable so and so, and again I think it has something to do with which title is transient, for want of a better word. In other words, if you're a medical doctor, for example, then you're always a doctor. You're a doctor. If you take on additional duties, say you are made a senator, then you become Senator Doctor so and so. But I need to refresh my memory. Thank you for that, because when I get home, all things being well, I'll pull my book, my protocol book, to refresh my memory.
Okay. All right. Thank you
And
very much.
please feel free to call back if you don't hear us sharing the information tomorrow. At whatever time you tune in, you can call us, and I'll do my best to remind myself, send myself a reminder to walk with that protocol book tomorrow.
Okay then. All right.
All right. Thanks for the call. Take care.
Sure.
Bye bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, man, Sir Dervan, let's tell you, man, I'm Mavis Bank. I'm calling from Mavis Bank.
Welcome. What's the weather like in Mavis Bank right now?
It's all right so far, you know.
Good.
Yes,
What?
but the company, the rubbish, the people that throw the rubbish down there, go near the job them come factory. The whole of the rubbish much down there. And if I go back to the river and go back to the yellow river.
Yeah, this is the thing that it's one of the worst habits in
Yes,
the
sir.
history of this country, where we just dump things in the gully.
Yes, sir.
It is just disgusting. It is nasty.
Night and day,
It
then just park the
is
bike and the car and the stop here and
it's
throw the
just
rubbish
the
down
wrong thing to do.
the river.
But it part of it too is that because we have had so much unstructured development in this country, so much organic development,
Yes, yes,
things have just taken on a life of their own.
yes, sir.
And so what that does, it breeds a level of chaka chaka
Yes, sir.
behavior
Yes,
where anything goes,
yes, sir.
as opposed to a society that is organized, that is properly structured,
Yes, sir.
and that has a culture, an anti-garbage culture,
Yes, sir.
and so on, and a culture of well, I don't know if we'll eventually get there, because there is some recycling taking place with plastic bottles,
Yes, sir.
but we don't seem to care about how we dispose of our waste. And some people say, well, they need to put out more garbage pans, or more bins. But when they put out the bins, people steal them.
Yeah,
They
that's good.
steal them. They take them away.
Yes,
And so it is quite a dilemma that we find ourselves in. We're going to have to do some behavior training, behavior change sessions.
yes,
I don't know. I mean, for those who would be interested in that, but I see it all the time, and there
yes,
are times I wish I could lock up some people, because I see it happening before me, and I can't pull them over and tell them they're under arrest for littering the place.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. How may I use your me,
And
your
remember what you're going to say. Don't let me cause you to forget.
yes, sir.
It is, what is sad? There was a time in Jamaica when we would have an appreciation, because this is how we were brought up, that you get up in the morning, you say your prayers, you give thanks for another day, then you spread your bed, then you sweep out your room, and possibly, depending on the day of the week,
Yes,
you might have to sweep out the entire house.
yes, sir.
You sweep up your front yard, your backyard, your side yard,
Yes, yes,
and you properly cover the garbage,
yes, sir.
whatever garbage or waste that you have there. And the truck, when the truck comes, you take your waste to the truck,
Yes,
and so on. But even that, I feel sorry for the people the sanitation workers, because
yes,
some of the things that they have to pick up, and Lord,
yes, man.
and then to see them eating on the truck
Yes,
while they're on the sanitation truck. I don't know how they do it.
nasty
Oh boy. No, I'm not calling them nasty, but I know it's not healthy. It can't be healthy to be eating. To yes. In fact, there are some students. There's when JPS used to sponsor the annual science fair, which we used to broadcast, we used to cover on Power 106 FM. One of the things a group of students did, I don't remember which school it was, but they tagged people's garbage that was strewn about the place, uptown, so to speak, and then they trace it. They follow it all the way down to see where it goes, and it ends up on the waterfront. One moment, please. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:15. The Cattle Breeders Society of Jamaica presents its Minute Livestock Show and Beef Festival at Minute Estate, Brownstown, St. Anne, Thursday, November 10. Under the theme, Smart Livestock Production, Safer, Cleaner, Better. Sponsored by Nutrimix, the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Jamaica 4-H Clubs, Hydro Feeds, the Jamaica Dairy Development Board, the Random Bauxite Limited, Hart NSPA Trust, and H&L Agro. Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a morning with the Minister, every second and fourth
Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30. Jesus, oh Jesus, oh how I love Jamaica to call your name.
Tune in to Power 106 FM for the longest running religious call-in program on Jamaican radio, The Prayer Line. Join Pastor Errol Hay and his team as they offer spiritual guidance and intercession grounded in biblical doctrine. Hear powerful testimonies from Jamaica and around the world.
It's there, it's just that the system, for whatever reason, is not.
The Prayer Line, a source of support
Hold on
and
a second.
inspiration in these trying times. That's The Prayer Line on Power 106 FM, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Join us.
You shall live, declare the works of the Lord. Amen. And you shall be a living testimony here on the Lord's side.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLaughlin.
Can you see it at the bottom?
5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Christmas tree, love the Christmas tree. Then you know the Christmas here, and then Christmas coming. This is Jamaica. This is my country. A son of this island, a daughter of this land. Fearless of fear, I stand in awe. Only love prevails, secured in God's hands. This is Jamaica, where joy cometh in the morn, surrounded by mystic waters, crashing upon the shores, where only heroes are born.
Aye.
Only if you knew Jamaica as well as I do,
We have
then
a
you
feature
would
that we're
utter,
going to be taking now.
I love you, Jamaica. God
So just keep
knows.
listening. Sorry
God
about
knows I do.
that.
This is Jamaica, a simple speck in the universe. Our hearts beat and pulse in every nation, but only second to the kingdom of God. We put Jamaica first. I am Jamaican, regardless of where you may find me. Black, green, and gold is the marrow in my bones. So if I die away from my island, I pray to God you'll take me home.
And it's time for the This is Jamaica interview segment here on your program. Both sides of the story, Power 106 FM, the story of Jamaicans at home and abroad. It's a Tuesday afternoon, just after 3:30. So that means time for us to get right into this discussion. And joining us for the This is Jamaica interview segment this week is This is Jamaica ambassador, public figure, and an actress, Sophia Nicholson. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Dervan. I am doing fine, as my dear Mr. would say, me hearty, me hearty, me hearty.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us. And you are long seized with the importance of poetry in the classroom. In fact, I think we have talked about that before. And I'm just wondering who does the check to find out the impact of a competition of this nature and this magnitude, that This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship Competition. Have you and or any other member of the team, the This is Jamaica team, been able to assess the impact of this competition on the students and their respective institutions?
Well, no formal check has been done in terms of a measure, but just from slight feedback or just observing, we realized that this was a great, great, great project. Of course, it was the brainchild of Peter Gracie. And we know what poetry has done for us.
That's
and
right.
That it has. So, with that as our personal experience and our personal measure, we can only say it has been impactful and great for the children. Again, what we kind of looked at is the response.
Mm-hmm.
So the overwhelming response we've gotten since launching this last year was how many entries we received. And when we sat and observed the various renditions, we realized these children really, really just needed an outlet to share their talent or just to demonstrate their patriotism or their love for their island.
Yes.
The poem, as you just played, speaks in no uncertain terms everything that we as Jamaicans feel. I can say that
Yes.
without any apologies.
Mm-hmm.
The poem speaks from the heart.
It does.
Of every true Jamaican and those who want to be recognized and are proud to be Jamaican. So I can just say to you, Dervan, just by observing and how I feel and what the poem has done for me,
Yes.
I realized that this must have been a great, great, great impact to the young people. And as I said, when I observed or listened or watched their delivery of the piece, I say, this reach. And every child needs to have this poem as a part of their daily, discourse.
Yeah.
Speaking it and living it. And as I said in the last time we chat, once you feel this poem and you step out of Jamaica anywhere in the world, you feel that honor to represent your country.
Mm-hmm.
And in so doing, hello, we keep on the straight and narrow. Trust me.
That's right.
Only be good.
Absolutely. And you were involved in the initial stage when This is Jamaica came into being?
Yes, sir. First launch as Mr. Peter Gracie got the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And he called and said, listen, this is something that's been tugging at my heart and I'm going to be putting it out there in the public. They said, give me the poem. You need to say it now. So he sent the words to me and I sat down and recorded it and he's doing it. And listen, it never failed. Yes. It never failed.
True.
So what I felt the day he asked me, the same feeling I have today. You can hear it in my voice. I'm excited. I feel I'm so connected to this. I said, Peter, this is speaking to my core. Mm-hmm. So yes, I was there from the comic drop.
Yes.
Comic drop.
Yeah.
And I've watched it grow.
Well, this is it now, because it's one thing to do this, to create this work, and to perform it as Peter Gracie has. It's another thing to share it, but not the way you normally would, where you go on a stage and you just recite it and full stop. It's the audacity, to borrow that word, to take it to another level where you're saying, hey, you have to feel what I'm feeling. I mean, when I do this poem, come on, why don't you try it? And there comes the competition where the students especially get the opportunity to recite this poem and to apply to demonstrate what they understand by the words of this poem. And I think that is going to be and continue to be the gift that keeps on giving, as far as This is Jamaica is concerned, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Brilliant. We have known, as maybe you and I, in the field that we do, or even my experience is in another level of actually teaching,
yes,
where once you get a child involved in the process, what it is you're teaching gets cemented more. So you remember from our days of learning, Dervan, as
Yes.
kids in Jamaica, when we are taught something, they would sing it, they would chant it, they would give it in a recital form, and in so doing, it stays with. So we talked about this, where I'd sing, June too soon, July stand by, August
Mhm.
is a month, September to remember, October is over. So we kind of remember the seasons and the
Yes.
hurricane. Everybody knows about singing the ABC. We
Yes.
know about chants, we know about doing ditties, and that's how a child really learns, by through repetition or in a very entertaining way.
Yes.
So as you clearly pointed out, extending this to the classroom where we're now asking you to perform it and not just stand.
Let's reconnect. Sorry, we just lost our guest, Sophia Nicholson. She's an ambassador with This Is Jamaica. She's a public figure and an actress, and she has been speaking with us. The competition, the scholarship poetry, the poetry scholarship competition uh, is going to be our next subject in terms of how this year's competition has gone so far, and and what to expect going forward, because already the submissions have been made. Right. Thanks for rejoining us, Sophia Nicholson. To the
Yes,
you were making a point about how we would learn as children by singing or saying certain terms and phrases and expressions to remember certain things.
right. So with that, I'm saying introducing this to the classroom was a brilliant, brilliant strategy with
Yes.
Peter Grace. Then, as you pointed out, doing it now with a competition and a scholarship way, where they're also getting the benefits or
Hmm.
reaping benefits for their efforts.
Right.
So, and as I said, when we watch the children perform it, we actually can see how we kind of get the impact.
Hmm.
If you get what I'm saying. So this
Absolutely.
is what it gets. This is what that was brilliant of Peter Gracie to have done. And you'd moved on to say what we have done so far.
Right. So your
Yeah.
experience with this competition, just for those who are a little anxious or wanting to know what now, what next, um, you would have experienced and been a part of the planning, organization, execution of the poetry scholarship competition in the beginning. Uh, can you give us an idea of what has happened now? Where's the competition now? What has happened, and what is happening now, and what will be happening going forward?
All right. So the launch was great. The reception was good. So Peter Gracie and the team felt that drive to continue with it. So it's now what we're considering an annual event.
Right.
They took it one step further to kind of formalize the organization, and they've gotten their 501c3, which that is charitable and properly registered.
Excellent.
Then we've encouraged folks on the outside, which is people, community folks and leaders in the diaspora, to jump on board and get involved in pushing this thing to the next level. So, and with them or without them, the
Mhm.
passion is there with the team that we have, that we still know we're going to power forward and push this to get more children involved. So the competition, suffice to say, is still on. So
Mhm.
this year we've gotten quite a few respondents too. We've gotten people coming, sending in their entries, and the challenges were real. Durban.
Mhm.
We right again, pandemic reared its ugly head, and kids had issues and challenges trying to get their production done. But
Hold on. Tell us some
let's
more right
have
after the break, please. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:45.
It's the This Is Jamaica, the extended interview the This is Jamaica interview segment on both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. We've been featuring the Peter Grace's This is Jamaica Poetry Scholarship competition, and getting the thoughts and experience of Sophia Nicholson. She's an ambassador, the This is Jamaica ambassador. She's a public figure, she's an actress, and she has been gracious enough to spend some time with us this afternoon on both sides of the story. So you were saying some of the children were having challenges, particular
Yes,
challenges. Hmm.
yes, this year in getting their submittals on time. And so, unlike the year before, strange enough, we had over 80 entries, and then this year it's narrowed down to about maybe 50 or so.
Hmm.
But then we had to weed through and go through and realize there were challenges with technical difficulties with getting their videos up and so on. So right now we have 6 full entries in, and we're now going through that. We're looking at doing the actual competition online sometime in November. So we're still in the planning stages of when to launch that. We're looking at maybe after Thanksgiving for this side of the world, because we celebrate Thanksgiving in the US. So
Yes.
after about 20 something in the last week of November, we should be able to get this going.
Yeah.
So the kids are anxious, they're standing by, they're looking forward. And of course, the scholarship amount is $2,500, and it's going to be broken up in 3 tiers. So the winner, the first person that excels will get $1,000, second place $500, and then third place $250. So it's a nice chunk.
And of course, this is US dollars. We always have to put in a
US dollars.
disclaimer.
Yes, this is
Yes.
pardon, US dollars. So it's a nice chunk of change for our kids, and we
Yes.
encourage that this money go towards something in the academic realm, whether they need to get books or school supplies and so on.
Yes.
And in the last round, we were successful and able to deliver these scholarships, and we've seen and heard back from the recipients that they're doing well. So we're very, very happy about where it started, where we are, and we know where we're going to be. Can only get better from here. And again, we encourage the diaspora, we encourage those persons who know the impact of poetry and what it has done for them in the field that we're in, media, performing arts, or so on, to come on board, reach out to us through thisisjamaica.org and get on board.
Yes.
So again, just to remind the listeners, it is really formulated after Peter's vision that is we're committed to promoting literacy.
Yes.
We want to empower our children to restore and preserve Jamaican culture
Mm-hmm.
through poetry, drama, and the arts. And as I said, once we have the young ones so entwined or involved in this, it can only get better from here.
Mm-hmm. And I gather, did I hear was it 9? How many finalists?
The finalists this year is about 6, so we're going to be going through those entries and scrubbing and making sure that we come out now with our top 3.
Mm-hmm.
And as again, we're on the cutting board deciding the actual date to do the competition online so our folks can do it.
Yes.
But we're pleased with what we have so far, and again, we encourage everyone to try to get on board. And young kids, you missed it this time, it's coming again.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it's going to be annual.
Yes.
So just hold on. And it's open for applicants between the ages of 6 to 17. They must be attending a primary school or high school in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's coming. Just
Right.
hold on.
All right. And there's a song for that. In fact, I remember Tessa and Chin sang it at The Voice, and I was there in Hollywood. That was something. So was it Hold On, I'm Coming?
Hold on.
Yes. One of that song, I'll never forget it, because at the time she had won, and the excitement was off the chains in Jamaica and across the diaspora. And that was the song she sang when she was asked what she would like to say to Jamaicans back home. That was the
Hold
song.
on.
Yes.
Hold
So
on.
that's you now. Hold on to the
Hold on.
to the
Kids, we're
participants.
coming at you. We're coming at you. And we love the children.
Yes.
it sounds cliche when we say the children are the future, right, Dervan? But we know that.
It is a
We
fact.
know that.
Mm,
It is a fact. And
hmm
when you feed into them good things, good
Yes,
things will come out.
that's right.
So this is a good way. Good
Mhm.
entry, my friend. Good entry.
Absolutely. And you know what they say though, Sophia Nicholson, that the reward for good work or hard work is more work.
It's more work. You
Yes.
never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop. Keep it going. Keep it
Yeah.
going. And that's what we're committed to doing, Peter Gracie and the team. And we know that we are in our small corner planting a seed.
Yes.
And as I said, we encourage the diaspora at large to join us.
Yes.
Join us because just through this poetry competition, you could be saving a child.
Mm-hmm.
You could be saving a child.
Yeah.
And you know they always say devil sign
Work
work
for
for
idle
idle hands.
hands. Yes.
Yes, so we want to get our children involved in the performing arts, get them involved in literature, get them involved in doing, performing. And believe me, when I have pieces to study, we don't have time to waste. So we have to get involved. And the kids are busy studying and getting this poetry done. And what you should see the production. It means then that they are rallying their family, they're rallying others to assist. So it's not just helping them as an individual, it's doing something for the community.
That's
So
right.
I'm very pleased with where we started, as I said, where we're at, and I know where we're going. It cannot
Hello?
here.
Lost you for a
It
moment.
cannot
It can, you were going on to say,
it can only get better from here. We
oh,
know where we
yes.
started, we know where we're at, and it
Mhm.
can only get better from here.
Yes.
So we keep pressing on.
Good.
This is Jamaica.
Indeed it is. And we want to encourage, I'm just trying to bring up the link. Uh, it, the videos are up or not yet?
Not yet. We're not going to throw that out until we kind of go through and see
Oh,
what we want to present. Yeah.
okay.
But I mean, people can always get information on www.thisisjamaica.org
hmm
/scholarship. So
Yeah.
just to hear or read more about what it is we're doing.
Yeah. And we want to encourage as many people as possible to keep listening to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, and you will know when the videos have been dropped and whatever other
That when they,
and whatever other information needs to get out there, so we can have some of the children who weren't able for whatever reason to enter the competition this year, that they will be so inspired and excited by what they watch on the videos when those eventually are made public, that they too will want a piece of the action, will want to participate. And isn't that part of the hope?
that is absolutely what it is. We
Mm.
need to get the kids inspired, and when they see the kids with various ages, 6 through 17, each child can claim that spot. I too can do that.
Yes.
Look at that. She's sick.
And
I too can do
yes,
that.
it's
So
quite
that's what we
courageous
encourage
of
them.
you as well, to in terms of the decision to put these babies with the bigger ones. What's it, 6 to 17?
6 right through to 17, so primary school
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to high school. And they're up to the challenge. We have seen where little ones have outshined the big ones
Yes.
and so on. So we realize talent comes in different size, yes?
Yes.
Another phrase to borrow from our Jamaican queen is little but talawa.
That's right.
We don't watch size. We don't
Yes.
watch size.
Yes.
So so we encourage you all. You have that talent. This is the opportunity to share it, and this is the opportunity to grow and to grow your craft, because we
Yes.
want to pull out from the classrooms these are the ones that are budding artists. These are the ones that are budding poets. We
Yes.
also encourage them to write, Dervan. As
Yes.
I said,
Mm-hmm.
we encourage you to write. Don't think you just need to find a poem and recite it.
Yes.
Start looking into your own little world and start putting notes, writing things down. And, we're trying to find and bring more Miss Lou's, where we just lost another of our greats from on stage.
Leonie Forbes.
Yes. she too was an avid. She loves poetry as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to continue the legacy of our great poetry and the performing arts in the children.
Yeah, absolutely. Well put. And I have to ask you though, have you taken a sabbatical from the theatre, or you're still quite active?
Well, I have. I'm on a short hiatus. I just got a script to do a sitcom, and I'm
Ooh,
toying with the idea. Yes,
nice.
it's in Atlanta, and I'm not sure. So work comes, but it's just a matter of me making the selection of what it is I want to get involved in.
Yes, because I know
But
every jump
yeah.
on will beat you on to be running.
All right, my brother. You got it. You got it. Yes, it has to speak to me on a certain level. But yeah, I would say I've not done any major productions
Yes.
in the last few months.
Hmm.
But
But do you
I'm
still
doing
maintain a page
poetry.
in terms of on social media or a website? Or?
Well, just my regular Facebook page is where I post whatever it is that I'm working on. Just
Okay.
Sophia Elaine Jackson Nicholson, my whole government name, everything is out there. Sophia Elaine Jackson Nicholson. I don't remember you from high school as Jackson till I become a fellow and married 30 odd years now, but no, I'm still Jackson Nicholson.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm still doing and lending my talent to the community all over. Might it be an event, cultural event, I'm there on stage doing my piece. But as for major production, I am just trying to review what's on my desk to see what I need to pick up.
Excellent. We want to thank you so much, Sophia Nicholson, for adding value to this afternoon's edition of Both Sides of the Story on Pora 106 FM by being our featured guest on the interview segment, the extended interview segment of This is Jamaica. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you again pretty soon.
Very good. Thank you so much. Walk good. God bless you and keep up the good work.
Thank you. We reciprocate wholeheartedly. Listeners, Sophia Nicholson, This is Jamaica ambassador, public figure, actress, and another outstanding Jamaican. That's it for this week's edition of This is Jamaica.
This is Jamaica. This is my country. A son of this island, a daughter of this land. Fearless of fear, I stand in awe. Only love prevails, secured in God's hands. This is Jamaica, where joy cometh in the morn, surrounded by mystic waters, crashing upon the shores where only heroes are born. Only if you knew Jamaica as well as I do, then you would utter, I love you, Jamaica. God knows I do. This is Jamaica, a simple speck in the universe. Our hearts beat and pulse in every nation, but only second to the kingdom of God. We put Jamaica first. I am Jamaican, regardless of where you may find me. Black, green, and gold is the marrow in my bones. So if I die away from my island, I pray to God you'll take me home. At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is 4 o'clock.
You are an exporter, helping to elevate the face of our international trade. But in order to do that, and all the other tasks on your list, you need someone that understands you. We know that finding adequate collateral as a SME can sometimes be challenging, which is why we've partnered with our friends at JMB to bring you the Exim Expert Guarantee to give you that extra collateral support where you may need it. Call Exim Bank to find out more about the Exim Expert Guarantee. Exim Bank. By helping businesses, we save lives and livelihood.
Que ahora es en español, son las 4. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4 heures. 现在几点了？4点。4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now's a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Good afternoon to one of our ardent listeners, Elaine Barker. Good afternoon, Mrs. Barker, who wants us to send happy belated birthday greetings to her grandson, Chevin Lawrence, whose birthday was celebrated on Saturday. Happy belated birthday to Chevin Lawrence from your grandmother, Elaine Barker. Let's clear a few more messages here on your program. As we said, Miss June in Norway has sent us pictures of her family, and they seem to be having a lot of fun. And let's see the message attached. She says, when the children are finished with their homework, they should also have some fun. Good evening. This is my daughter and her children. They're making commercials. That's very good. What time is it in Norway now? Is it, are they still, I think the time changed. I think the time changed. So they are now they're now 6 hours ahead of us. So it's just after 10 o'clock in the night in Oslo, Norway. Just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in St. Andrew, Jamaica. There are, well, thank you very much for the messages. Coming back to the stories. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada, showing off his handiwork. He is such an expert in tuning pianos, fixing pianos, remodeling pianos. A Jamaican genius in North York, Ontario, Canada. Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Happy New Month to you and your listeners. What benefits, let me read what the person has here. What benefits does Jamaica receive by having its head of state based in the United Kingdom? My understanding is that there are 14 countries that have their heads of state based in the United Kingdom, but only Jamaicans are required to produce a visa in order to enter the United Kingdom. Why? Just asking, says Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Well, it's their prerogative, Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary, whether they are representing, whether they're heads of state or not, or whether the fact that the head of state is based in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom itself still has to make decisions in the best interest of its people in the UK and its sovereigns and territories and so on. So you would imagine that they are not going to make a wholesale decision. Their decision is going to be informed by data. It's likely to be data driven. And they should know why they insist on having Jamaicans acquire a visa to enter the United Kingdom. That's their prerogative. And even after they give you the visa, they can take it back. They can cancel it and send you back on the next plane home. That's just a fact of life. Thank you for your message, Clarky Bless in Hunstown, St. Mary. Unless there's going to be some serious lobbying by some Jamaicans in the UK, Jamaicans who are highly placed in the UK, to seek to get a decision in favor of Jamaicans seeking to enter the United Kingdom. Unless that happens, it's business as usual. Ella Reid says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. I don't know how the government is talking about making Portmore a parish when Portmore lacks all infrastructures. The drainage system is mosquito breeding ground. If one drives by Germain Road and looks where the grass was just removed out of the drainage, the water just sits there, not running. It's like a lake. When I was a boy, this drain would be made with culvert. Now we say we're living in modern days, but to me, we're living backward things. We're living backwards. Things we used to have in the 50s and 60s are no longer available to us. For instance, persons are able to get free medical blood test, x-ray, etc. Where are we as a country heading to where are we as a country heading? To listen to politicians bloating, or is it gloating you mean? Ouch, bloating. To listen to politicians gloating about progress they have made. Let I remember how life was much better in the past. You know, there's a poem for this, or is it a song? Uh, uh, I mean, there's Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years. Every generation blames the one before, and all of their frustration come beating on your door, and so on and so forth. But there's another one that I'm thinking of that was triggered by this. That it's is it desiderata? If it's not desiderata, it's sunscreen, but of uh, of people. Hmm, let's see if we can bring it up. But essentially, it speaks of how those of us living in the in this time, or in these times, how much we reminisce and we are nostalgic of how wonderful things were when we were growing up. Even though there is the tendency when we want to make a point as that, there's a tendency to play up how good the good times were and how bad nowadays is. Uh, it's one of those things. One of those things. But the lines are in one of those two pieces, either desiderata, uh, which means things desired, or sunscreen. One out of those two. That just came to me a while ago. Old Harbor Road, is Mr. Warmington responsible, says Ellerid Johnson. Well, whoever is responsible needs to act. Miss Evadne says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm, to you and all at Power 106. Today is cold in Manchester because of the rain. Hope you're warm up where you are. Thanks to God, we did not get the storm. Hi to my cousins in Old Harbor Bay, Silburn, Oral, his wife, and son. Big up everyone in class. Enough love from Evadne. Thank you, Miss Evadne, and we join you in hailing up Silburn White and his son Oral and his wife in Old Harbor Bay. It's been a long time since we've been to that can we say those neck of the woods? One of these days. This one says, good afternoon, Dervan. The people of Central Kingston want to hear from the MP. Crime is getting out of hand and believe it's mildly political. Tina, Tina, when you're going to make those assertions, you have to ensure that you have, just make sure that you have the facts. And if you have factual data on those matters, then surely that's information that is needed to assist in investigations. If you know that much, Tina, you know where to go with the information, right? Dorel Richards says, good afternoon, Dervan. I have a problem understanding the difference between as well and to. Can you please help me to understand the difference between as well and to? Just a variation, as far as I'm aware. A variation, and it's sometimes it's just for effect, as opposed to bearing any uh, fundamental difference. So somebody says something and you say me too, that is more fluid and fluent than me as well. But you could say uh, you could find, please remember to take care of that as well. Please remember, or something like that. I will have to revisit my style guide. I have a book at home. It's a style guide in terms explaining why certain terms are used and when they're appropriate and when they're not. So that's another assignment I'm getting. The other one is to walk with the protocol book tomorrow. So I'll have to walk with the style guide tomorrow as well. Hope you'll be listening at that time, Dorel Richards. If not, if you're listening and you don't hear it, then just send us a reminder. And we should have the books with us to be able to draw reference. Spider says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. The case that the DPP appealed and won, same one that the murderer pleaded guilty for killing two and only get 10 years in the first trial and get 24 years on the appeal. And that makes the defense lawyer very upset, saying, mine, we open a can of worms. If so be the case, we need to open some more cans of worms if we really want to save this island. Wonder if the lawyer really hear the details of the convicted man's confession of how he pumped bullets in the victims he murdered. This lawyer is so upset with the sentencing. Don't look like she cares if this man comes on the road and start killing people again. That's not her problem. Well, we have a tendency to do this for lawyers. The lawyers have a duty. The lawyers have a duty to serve their clients. That's how it has always been. The lawyers have a duty to act in the best interest of their clients. Whatever the rest of us think about their clients, their lawyers have a right and have a duty, more than a right, they have a duty to ensure that their client is afforded a fair trial. It's just a fact of life. One moment, please.
Knowledge is power. Class is in session. Power 106. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:15. Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-922-41125 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Christmas coming, coming. Que ahora es en español, son las 4:16. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:16. 现在几点了？4点10分。16 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? If not, now is a good time. Good afternoon to all the students listening to us, all the schoolers from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. We're getting confirmation from Stephen Shaw of the National Works Agency that the information we received from Courtney Thompson with respect to Strathmore Gardens, roads in Strathmore Gardens, Mr. Shaw has confirmed that those are not NWA roads. So it must be the municipality that has responsibility for those roads. Sorry about that. So it is. That's your reply there, Courtney Thompson. Please check with your municipal corporation. Hello and greetings to Sidonie Morrison, Donald Dupas. Good to have you online. And we see you are having fun. She says, greetings to my favorite educator, Sir Dervan, radio station listeners and honored guests, sister in Christ, Sophia Nicholson, elocutionist par excellence. Sophia, this is your phenomenal woman, and an armored blast from your past. This is indeed a distinct excitement and honor hearing your voice. Thanks to be keeping the flag flying high and the baton firmly grasped. Pictures and excerpts pics for Heritage Week. These children are our future. I captured spectacular performances at Gordon Town at our icon, Honorable Louise Bennett, at an inaugural festivity during Heritage Week. Thank you very much for sharing. We see the children in their bandana and very, very colorful, very nice. Very nice. Thank you very much for sharing. Sidonie Morrison, Donald Dupas. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you for your message. Going down the line to the other messages. This one says, hi, Dervan. Andrew Wheatley is in charge of Old Harbor Road. He's my MP. Mr. Warmington used to be, but not anymore. Over to Andrew Wheatley for the fixing of those roads. Here's another message. Crocs in Black River says, greetings. I know that it is an unfortunate statement to make, but just to make a point. I'm wondering if it would not be a good thing to have another bacterial outbreak in a hospital, but without any deaths or injury, of course. Then maybe we would shortly thereafter hear that every, capital letters, every Jamaican would be granted totally free care, free health care in all hospitals in Jamaica, including the University Hospital of the West Indies from Crocs in Black River. Well, naturally, for those of us who are discerning Crocs, it did pique our interest and get our attention when we heard the public service announcement, which we also read on this program yesterday afternoon. Thank you very much for your message, Crocs in Black River. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, "Hello, Dervan. Good day. I heard you mention the visa system in the UK. As you rightly stated, they can put you back on the plane even after you get the visa. And although you get a 6-month visa, if you stay the whole 6 months, you are penalized because when you apply again, they use that to say you stayed longer than you have stayed, than you stated on the visa application form. On the form, they ask how long you plan to stay in the UK. If you put 6 months, more than likely you will get the visa. No, more than likely you will not be granted a visa. In April of this year, we learned the actual cost for the 6-month visa is £35, but the Home Office charges £85 for a 6-month visa. That's the UK for you. So she says, correction, the 6-month, he says, I beg your pardon, he says, correction, the 6-month visa cost £100. Yes, indeed, H. Morgan in Birmingham, that's exactly what it is. And so it is what it is. Thank you very much. Keep the messages coming in. Let's go to this one here. What's up, Mr. Dervan? You're doing a very good job. Keep it up. Take care. Not seeing a name here, but thank you very much for your message. Appreciate it. All the best. Continuing with more. In fact, we had planned to go right over to a couple of stories that caught our attention on the Gleaner's website, jamaica-gleaner.com. And one of the stories trending right now on the Jamaica Gleaner's website is children implicated in 875 major crimes over 4-year period. That's serious, isn't it? Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson says 875 major crimes which were committed in Jamaica from 2019 to 2022 were carried out by perpetrators between 15 and 17 years of age. Addressing the Jamaica Constabulary Forces JCF's digital press briefing today, Anderson noted that those crimes included 256 breaches of the Firearms Act, along with 79 murders, 66 shootings, 175 rapes, 175 break-ins, 89 robberies, and 65 cases of aggravated assault. All of those crimes, Major Anthony Anderson is telling us, all of those crimes were committed by teenagers between 15 and 17. 875 major crimes committed in Jamaica from 2019 to 2022 were carried out by perpetrators between 15 and 17 years of age. Here's another one trending. And quickly, the Gleaner doesn't waste time, you know. They're quick to update their page. Let's see. Here's an update on a developing story. Shooting of policeman at Old Harbour home was self-inflicted. Deputy Commissioner of Police DCP Fitzbailey has reported that the shooting of a police sergeant at his home in Old Harbour, St. Catherine this morning was self-inflicted. There were reports that he was shot by his wife, who is a district constable, during a domestic dispute that at their residence. Speaking at the police's monthly press conference this afternoon, Bailey, who heads the crime and security portfolio, said the investigation so far indicates that the cop shot himself. There was no evidence to suggest that he was shot by his spouse, he said. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson added that the police's injury is not life-threatening. He was being at one point, some typos here, last checked, which was about, no, this is lots of typos in this section of the story. So let's just go to the next one. The next one trending. Person of interest in Slickiana murder probe to surrender. Roshawn Patterson, the person of interest in the murder of social media influencer Anika Slickiana Townsend, is set to surrender to the police. Deputy Police Commissioner Fitzbailey this afternoon disclosed that Patterson is to turn himself in on Thursday in the company of his attorney. He made the disclosure at today's monthly press conference of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, while stating that the investigation is being actively pursued. Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson noted there is nothing to indicate that he has left the country. Townsend's body was fished from the sea in Reading, St. James on Friday, October 21. And another story, I don't know if this is the same one that Crocs was asking about in one of his many messages. Well, he doesn't send a lot of messages, but this story says, outstanding DNA report delays cocaine case against businessman. Outstanding DNA report delays cocaine case against businessman. And the story says, an outstanding DNA report today delayed the case of Oral Johnson, the businessman who was arrested and charged after reportedly being held with more than 19 pounds of cocaine in Coral Gardens, St. James. The St. James Parish Council was told that an initial DNA swab test was done, but that it is yet to undergo full laboratory examination. The swab test, which was requested by Johnson's lawyer, Henry McCurdy, was to ascertain whether Johnson's DNA matched samples that had reportedly been found on the confiscated cocaine. The court was also told that disclosure in the case was made by the prosecution to McCurdy this morning. Bail was further extended for Johnson, a 45-year-old restaurant and bar operator of a Westmoreland address, after his case was briefly mentioned today before presiding parish judge Sasha Ashley. Christmas is a happy day, yeah. Christmas is a day Christ came, yeah. Heard the angels say, yeah. Do you know the Christmas Eve, yeah. And then
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:30.
Farmer.
Que hora es en español? Son las 4:30. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:30. 现在几点了？4点30分。4:30 in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We were just sharing with you some trending stories, as we like to do here on Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And a trial date has been set for Davian Bryan in alleged rape of college student. A man was murdered in Milk River, Clarendon as well. Those are some of the stories trending on the Jamaica Gleaners website, jamaica-gleaner.com. Let's clear some messages now. Inez Ayona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. That was earlier on when we muted the microphone. That's all that happens when you're not getting any audio. It means I'm on the phone. I'm on a call, which is not for public consumption, or I am trying to communicate with a program assistant on duty. So I usually mute my mic. Unfortunately, at times I forget to unmute so that you can be brought back into the discussion. Sorry about that. And she says, thank you. The audio is back. Yes, that was a long time ago, an hour ago. Frederick Miller says, can I buy one lot and what is the cost already? And what is the cost? Is it already subdivided and approved by parish council? Well, all of that would have to be in place, Frederick Miller. You're asking pertinent questions, and we would humbly suggest that you call. Let's give you the number to call. It's 876 977 8315. That's the number of the caller who tells us he has his title and other documentation to prove that he is the owner and therefore duly authorized to sell these quarter-acre lots, 140 quarter-acre lots near Mavis Bank in East Rural St. Andrew. So over to you, Frederick. Over to you. We sent you the number. We sent you the number a short while ago. So you can call the gentleman who is selling the land. Inez Ayona Campbell says audio is off again. And yes, maybe it was off again because I was on a call. And now the audio is back. Thanks much, she says. Randy Williams asks, if Jamaica suddenly discovers oil, you'll see how quick the UK changed policy. Good afternoon. It's been a while. Good afternoon, Randy Williams. Why? You're saying that because Guyana has been included? I don't know. I don't know the basis on which these decisions are made. But as we said, it is the UK's prerogative. Velta Wilson says the audio is back. And thank you very much, Randy Williams, for your message. Marsha Lee Lawson, good afternoon to you. Good to see you online. Thanks for joining us. Steve McDonald in Toronto, Ontario, Canada says, Dervan, I believe Jamaica currently offers free healthcare apart from University Hospital. Yes, yes, because there was a difference between the other institutions and the University Hospital of the West Indies. And there has been an amendment in that regard. And Crocs finds the timing of the amendment and the public service announcements attached to that amendment. Crocs finds it to be, on the face of it, finds it to be rather curious, to put it mildly. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in. Hello to Donovan Campbell. Good day to you. Karine Campbell, also online. Thank you very much for joining us. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Franklin McDonald in Toronto, Canada. What has he shared with us now? What's this? This is a link to Archie. Let's see what the significance of this link is that has been shared with us. Archie is a tool for indexing FTP archives, allowing users to more easily identify specific files. It is considered the first internet search engine. Archie, the original implementation was written in 1990 by Alan Emtage when a postgraduate student at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. Archie. All right. Thank you for telling us about Archie. Who is this again? This is from Franklin McDonald in Toronto, Canada. H. Morgan in Birmingham says, sorry, Dervan, I had to come back to you, but it seems the criminals are hell-bent to get everyone in the path. I say in the Gleaner, or you saw in the Gleaner, I saw in the Gleaner where they shot a police in front the Central Police Station. These thugs seem they will do anything to shoot who they want. If they can do that in front of the police station, imagine what they will do away from the police station. The crime situation in Jamaica seems to have gone beyond repair. Thanks for your message, H. Morgan in Birmingham. And the Spider is back. Spider says, which one of these stories now? Which one of these? Oh, Spider says, I know that is the job of a lawyer, but does that mean at any cost, no matter what the consequences? What do you mean? Every citizen is recognized under law, whether that citizen is before the courts or not. The lawyer has a duty to secure the best interest of his client, his or her client. That's how it is under the law. Spider, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. That's an empty web, Spider. It is what it is. It is what it is. Everyone deserves to have their day in court. Even the man with the smoking gun. Even the man with the smoking gun. Because, of course, further evidence will be gathered, and then we will know whether he fired the fatal shot or he entered that space at the time and sought to seize the gun so that the individual would not have shot himself again. The point we're making is you would have to have an investigation. There would have to be evidence, and the matter goes to court, and you go through the process. It's pretty standard. It's pretty standard. There's nothing out of this world about that situation. Spider. And Spider is still typing. All right, Spider, we'll see what you come up with this time. Thank you for the message. 876-922-4112 are the numbers to call. 876-922-4112. The text line same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And here is a follow-up story in the Jamaica Observer. Wearing her graduation gown, Alexia Hibbert, who now has a BSc in political leadership, surprised her mother, Makisha Walker, a vendor at the Crab Circle, who funded her education throughout her studies at the UWI on Tuesday. So that's today. She wore her graduation gown. That's Alexia Hibbert, wore her graduation gown to surprise her mother, Makisha Walker, a vendor at the Crab Circle, who was the one who funded her education throughout her studies at the UWI Mona. Those are the stories we love to hear. These are the stories we love to hear. What is this now? The police will continue to write tickets and arrest on warrants for traffic offenses, says Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson. He was speaking during a JCF press briefing that up to a short while ago was still on. We're being told that the incident on Constant Spring Road, according to the Jamaica Constabulary Force, today's incident on Constant Spring Road, in that incident, the driver, I'm not sure which driver, is this the driver of the coaster that rammed into the back of the van and then triggered that 8-vehicle collision? It couldn't be any other driver because someone had a dash cam going at the time this morning. You see, that one of the benefits of these cameras, whether we have them at our homes or at workplaces or in our vehicles, is the dash camera that has been widely circulated, the footage from the dash cam, which shows this coaster bus out of control. It just got out of control one way or another. I wasn't in the bus, I don't know. But seeing the vehicle with pick up that sudden speed and then crashing into the back of that pickup, and then the domino effect for the other motorists must have been quite terrifying for some this morning. And we gather it resulted in a significant pileup of traffic this morning. I don't know. I don't know. There's an expression my mother used to use, and if I translate it into English, only those who understand can understand it. But I think I'm going to withhold it. But something is wrong with too many of us. Something is wrong with too many of us. The behavior is just out of this world. So I don't know which driver is being referenced here. It says driver. So on the face of it, The reference has to be the driver who caused the 8 vehicle collision, the 8 vehicle crash. The JCF is telling us the driver has 120 outstanding tickets. Are we serious about law enforcement?
Christmas coming. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-922-41125 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM. Christmas here and there.
Que hora es en español? Son las 5:14. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 5h moins 14. 现在TDN了5点 cha shi si fen. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. And Steve in Toronto, Canada, is trying to decode whatever I was mentioning in coded terms. I said no such thing, Steve McDonald. No such words came out of my mouth. So I can't help you with that. You're on your own, Steve. You're on your own. You're on your own. But seriously, though, something is wrong with too many of us. Too many of us have issues. And it's one thing if we were having issues and we kept them to ourselves and we were the only ones impacted. But when that self is shared with the rest of those who occupy the same spaces, it then becomes toxic for the rest of us. Toxic behavior. And how can somebody, and we've seen this before, this is the thing, this is not new. How can someone who has been given 120 traffic tickets, obviously for traffic violations? So clearly, I mean, who does the follow-ups? Or are there corrupt men and women in the service, the police service, who are turning a blind eye to some of these public passenger vehicle operators? How do you still operate in an environment? How is it you're allowed to just continue as if nothing happened? How is that possible? We're not serious, man. We can't be serious. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Let's read some more of your messages. Darrell Richard says, sorry about that, Dervan. Did you respond? Yes, I did. I'm going to travel with my style guide book tomorrow and check those two terms you've referenced. So we hope you'll be listening tomorrow, all things being well. Thank you for your message. Spider says, I'm talking in this case, Mr. Malcolm. The man pleaded guilty on a double murder. Yes, but he still has to be represented. What are you saying? He still has to be represented. I'm not sure what you're getting at, Spider. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. This is still a country of laws. We don't have kangaroo courts here in Jamaica. Come on, man. More messages coming in. And let's see what's happening. Let's go to this message from Albert in Coconut Creek, Florida. He says, Dervan, because there are no consequences for our bad behavior, such behavior is now normalized. The authorities will have to decide to take action to try and bring back civility. Zero tolerance time. That's another term we have heard in this country over the years. We're going to be taking a zero tolerance approach. And so bright and early the following morning, zero tolerance is in force. And then before the day is out, it's as you were, back to normal. How many times have we seen that? How many times have we seen that? What a thing. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Let's see if we can close out with a couple nuggets of history. How about that? Let's see if we can close out with some nuggets of history. What shall we go to? The Canadian Bank of Commerce opened its first branch in Jamaica at 117 Harbour Street in Kingston under the management of Crawford Gordon, formerly the bank's assistant manager in Winnipeg. And here is a related piece of history. The Bank of Nova Scotia opened a branch on Princess Street in Kingston with D.C. Lounsbury as its branch manager. See how long these banks have been in Jamaica? Because what was in 1920 the Canadian Bank of Commerce is now CIBC First Caribbean. That's where it's coming from. Yeah, that's a bit of history there. Also, the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association was formed on this day in 1961 on the initiative of Ferdy Martin, Dick DeLissa, Harold DeLissa, Robert Lake, Noel Fraser, and Nick Brimo. Martin was elected the first president and Dick DeLissa first vice president. Pernell Charles joined the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union on this day in 1965 and was assigned to the bauxite and construction industries. And let's see. I think we're going to leave it there for now. Let's take a quick call before we have to wrap. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, Mr. Malcolm, good evening.
Good afternoon.
I heard you say, some time ago I tell you that I was traveling from the band and you said me what I think. Some you don't remember and I used to do export, we have to don't work with somebody and when we go down a man to go behind 30 days, we did about an hour and a half, every time we took me and load. We say about 10 to 12 plane come and load and run back, different plane now. So when we had the question, we had people come to Jamaica. So when they go, tell me something. You travel all over because I work on other thing. What attraction better than Jamaica? Tell me one. When you done, when we hang up, and number two, one policeman. When government take one passport, me hear him say, me never me never go with you. But the place them a call him because the passport, and him go up there. Tell him we are sure. Me never call nobody name.
All right, Mr. Coombs, thanks for the call. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. So, Darrell, why ask the question? Why ask the question if you have a source to give you the information, Darrell? Thank you very much. Albert says, then again, it was only a few days ago a police constable was arrested at a motor vehicle inspection station with illegal gun and ammunition. Also, his residence searched and more ammo found. And trust. Something is not clear towards the end of your message, Albert, in Coconut Creek, Florida. So Darrell Richard says, two, TOO. This is information she has shared with us. Two is the most informal, but is often the best choice when speaking American English. As well is a little more formal than two and less common in American spoken English. Many Americans do use it in writing, however, also is generally more common in writing than speech. Thank you, Darrell. She says, sorry, I just remember that I could. All right. Thank you very much. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 1st of November, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Christmas coming. Yeah. Let me get the food and the food ready. For the Christmas food to rock day. Like I said, the Christmas bread. Making the Christmas bread. And then, ooh yeah. Christmas coming. Oh, yeah. Better get the rice and peas. I get the Christmas tree. You know the Christmas tree. Then you know the Christmas tree. And then, oh yeah. Christmas coming, coming. listening to Power 106
Bye.
FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
news, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106